PolyNome can work alongside with forScore, so you can have your clicks and set lists in PolyNome and you can view your charts in forScore. So in this video, I'll show you how to set up something like this, where we have the playlist in PolyNome. And this example here, I'm showing forScore in split screen on the right-hand side. I have a playlist here. This says the reason 4 reps. So this is automatically going to move onto the reason page 2 after 4 bars. So we're on bar 3, and then you'll see that it moves onto page 2. And it automatically turned the page to page 2 of the score when that happened. I also have a foot pedal set up, and I'm using custom deep links to allow me to navigate backwards and forwards in the pages of forScore without connecting this to forScore. It's happening through PolyNome. And you can see as I navigate through these playlist items, it's loading the scores in forScore. So let's get started. Okay, so we're in PolyNome. We're viewing the library of presets. And the first thing you need to do is go to the menu, go to Preferences, scroll down to forScore Integration, and you want to turn on the forScore menu item and auto load forScore links. And you can view these help docs if you need more information. So I'm going to go into split screen by tapping on the 3 dots at the top and choose split view. And I'll choose forScore as the other app. And if I bring up the menu in forScore, you'll see I have a few demo charts here that I've just downloaded from the internet. And I want to create song clicks in my presets library for these songs. And then I want to attach links for these charts to those presets. So I already have Still Waiting and In the Stone. So I'm going to add Hoobastank and Imagine Dragons, Radioactive. So I'll go and tap on the plus and choose song click. So I'll search for Hoobastank Reason. So I'll add a click for Hoobastank the Reason, and then I want Imagine Dragons Radioactive. So I'll search for that and add a song click for this. You can see it's pulling in the time signature and the duration of the song and the tempo and the key. So I'll create the preset. It gets added to my presets library. So right now you'll see that if I load these two, which I've already hooked up the charts, it's loading them in forScore. But for this one and this one, I haven't hooked up the charts yet. So to do that, you want to go and view Radioactive, which is right here. So I'll tap on the I, and we need the file name, which is up here. But actually what we need to do is copy it from the title. So I'll select all of this, copy it, and then Radioactive, I'll go over here and long press. And because of that preference we turned on in forScore integration, you can see add forScore chart as an option here. So I'll tap on this, and that creates a deep link to that chart based on the title and links it. So now you'll see that this one will also load the correct chart. So we're on Still Waiting, but if I tap on Radioactive, it loads the chart for that. So now we'll do the same thing for the reason. So again, I'll go in here, I go to the reason, tap on the I, I'm going to copy the title here. So I'm selecting and then copying, and then long press on the reason and add the chart. Now, the first time you're doing this, you might get alerts in PolyNome asking if you want it to access the clipboard, and you can disable those alerts by going to System Settings, Apps, PolyNome, and where it says Paste from other apps, just choose Allow, and you won't get bugged with that alert every time. So let's go back in here. So now these are all hooked up, but say you wanted to change the title of this to something else. I think by default in forScore, when you change the title, it changes the file name, and that would break the links that we've just hooked up. So now we have these all set up. You can see as I load the presets, it loads the forScore charts. And so if I wanted to put these into a playlist, I can go to select mode, select these items, actions, add to playlist. I'll go and create a new playlist, tonight's gig. And then we get a playlist of all these items, and you can see that the charts come along for the ride. In the demo, I showed that this one has 2 pages. And so I wanted the page turn to happen automatically. So the way to do that is to duplicate this. So I'll go and duplicate the item with a new name. And I'll put P2 at the end of the name. And then I need to copy the info for this. So I can go here for the info and copy this. Now thinking about it, if you change the title, then this would no longer work. Copying the title would not give you the deep link. So the advice is make the titles as you want them in forScore before creating the links to PolyNome, and then don't change the titles ever again. So I've copied that. I'm going to long press and add the chart. So this is currently linking to the same page. And we need to edit this so that it links to page 2. And the way to do that is to tap on the gear button, go to the bottom and edit the URL. And at the end of the URL, type ampersand page equals 2. And then hit done. And now you'll see that this one shows page 2 and this one shows page 1. And then you can simply set this preset to play for a certain number of bars. Let's just say 2 bars. So this will play for 2 bars and then it will automatically advance to this. Bar 1, bar 2, and then it will automatically move to page 2. So that's how the automatic page turning works. Now, if we make this smaller, then forScore is actually large enough that you can't fit the whole score on the screen. Now, I have a foot pedal here with just 2 buttons that I could use to control PolyNome, next preset, previous preset, stop and play. If you've got extra pedals, you can assign some of those pedals to control functionality in forScore via PolyNome. So you would disable any remote control device in forScore, and you would create some deep links in PolyNome to control those. So let me show you quickly where that is. Go to the menu in PolyNome, go to Preferences, Remote Control Device, and then down at the bottom you can configure custom deep link actions. So I have mine set up to be forScore next page, and this is the deep link that is used to perform that action, and forScore previous page, and that's the deep link for this. And at the bottom you can view the help docs, and that gives you these so you can copy them and paste them in, and it also gives you links to forScore's documentation where you can get the other deep link information. So then you'll see on my remote control, if I push pedal 1, I have this set up to be forScore next page, and if I push pedal 2, I have that set up to be forScore previous page. So with those controls, if I push this page, it scrolls down. If I push the other one, it goes back, push it again, goes back to the previous page. So I can navigate forScore, and this is happening via PolyNome. So that's PolyNome and forScore integration. If you use another app that has deep linking enabled and you want to use that in conjunction with PolyNome, then please send me an email, support@polynome.net, and I will look into it. Thanks for using PolyNome.